welcome back to the Sunnydale Review. In this episode, we're covering the two-parter, aptly titled, What's My Line, Part 1 and 2. Enjoy. So, what is the next episode?
So, the next episode is What's My Line, Part 1. So, this is a...
Yeah, we'll cover both of them.
Yeah, so this is a two-part episode. So, Season 2, Episodes 9 and 10. Let's see. So, this Part 1 originally aired November 17th, 1997. Was written by Howard Gordon and Marty Noxon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe this is the first appearance of Marty Noxon with a writing credit, but she is
a big deal.
Involved with the series for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Also directed by David Solomon. And then What's My Line Part 2 originally aired November 24th, 1997. Was written by Marty Noxon and directed by David Small.
Awesome.
So, let's see. It is career fair time at the school. Buffy doesn't feel like there's any point for her to be there. Her future is already sealed in fate, as she puts it. Spike is trying to find a cure for Drew to help her get stronger. Buffy comes home to find Angel cuddling Mr. Gordo in her bedroom. It's so adorable.
And this is too when Spike has that mini breakdown where he's like, every time I try to do anything, the Slayer just gets in my way, right? Yeah.
I think so. So let's see. So Mr. Gordo is Buffy's stuffed pig. It's the equivalent of her teddy bear.
Mm-hmm.
And she comes in from being out patrolling. She's got her weapons, and he's just sitting there and cuddling Mr. Gordo. It's so funny. Angel, so we find out that Joyce is out of town, but Buffy still comes in through the window.
Right.
Angel asks her about it, and she realizes what she did, and she's like, oh, it's just habit at this point. Yeah. Career Week is making Buffy realize how much she really misses having a normal life where she could have a normal future.
Yeah.
We see a vamp steals the key. Buffy accidentally lets him get away. Turns out it's a cross that can be used to decode the process for restoring Drew's strength. The group gets their test results back. They took a career test results.
Yeah, aptitude.
At one point, and one of the questions was about how do you feel about shrubs?
It's a good question.
So let's see. Cordelia gets personal shopper or motivational speaker. I'm not sure what she would motivationally speak about unless she can speak to just a bunch of pretty people about being prettier people or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a shot by the writers at motivational speakers. I do feel like they kind of changed their mind on Cordelia after this. There's more hints at her being smart as the season goes on.
Yeah.
Whereas this is a not.
I could definitely see her being a personal shopper though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that entail? Just you shop for people?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Who
knew? People
hire you to go out and buy stuff for them so they don't have to actually go to the store.
Sounds awesome.
It was, I think, before online shopping was a thing.
Right. Now we just go on our phones and on Amazon and buy stuff we don't necessarily need.
Well, I think it's more for clothes and stuff.
Oh, okay. So a stylist, maybe.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, that's just my understanding. I could be wrong. I don't know. But yeah.
Need to ask Marty Noxon. Who's a personal shopper? You mentioned it. If we ever score that interview.
I'm pretty sure we could just Google it, but
Nope. Gotta wait.
Marty Noxon, please contact us. We have a very important question for you. Oh my god. So yeah, Xander gets prison guard.
Okay.
Buffy gets law enforcement. And Willow isn't on any of the lists, which really upsets her because she's like, I passed in my test. I used a number 2 pencil. I followed all the instructions.
I love Willow.
Oh, oh my god, I love her so much. So let's see. And Buffy isn't incredibly happy with her law enforcement. And Xander isn't incredibly happy with his prison guard.
Which I'm surprised. I mean, that's a decent job. It's respectable.
Yeah, I think Cordelia says something about polyester.
It's good benefits.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the law enforcement thing for Buffy kind of makes sense.
Oh, it makes so much sense. She's already a supernatural cop.
Could you imagine her in a cop uniform and with the, how some cops wear the basically utility belt with the holster thing and all the... And
all
she's got, like, a gun on one side and a stake on the other.
Hey, cool. Someone should draw that.
Yeah.
That'd be... Just, like, chasing down a perp and just, like, throwing him, like,
oh my god,
through a window or something.
It'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So let's see. Spike believes that to cure Drew, he needs to get Buffy out of the way, decides to call the Order of Taraka, which are assassin demons to take out Buffy. Willow gets special recruitment by some big, like, software giant. So they kind of, like, have part of the lounge that's, like, curtained off. And these two guys come out and they're like, Willow Rosenberg, please come with us. And she gets taken to this other area where they have, like, hors d'oeuvres. And Oz is there too. It's the first time the first time they get to talk. And she just, like, sits down next to him. They're like, oh yeah, you know, the big guy's on his way. His private jet got delayed or whatever. He'll be here soon.
Right.
And Oz is sitting there with a tray of canapes, and he just, like, goes, "Canape?" And that is the first word that is shared between them. Oh my god. But let's see. So we see at the airport that we find out that Spike is going to call the Order of Taraka. And then at the airport, we see this woman who has been stowed away in the cargo hold of an airplane. But she
beats up the guy who goes in to take the packages out.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty rude.
So let's see. So Buffy is attacked by a demon at the skate rink. So...
Oh, we got a long scene of her just skating.
Yeah, so basically Angel wants to do something special for Buffy, says there's an ice rink kind of like outside of town that is closed on Tuesdays, and she's like, tomorrow's Tuesday. So they decide to go for, like, a skate date. And we see this entire scene was put together because Sarah Michelle Gellar can actually skate. So she did all of her own skating. They didn't have to get, like, a stunt double. So they just wanted to, like, show off one of her skills that they never get to really, like...
reference. Show.
Yeah. So we see, like, a montage of her skating, and it's really kind of cool. She can do, like, a couple nice tricks, which is... I mean, she spins better than I ever did, and I took lessons for years, so...
Never really skated myself, so she's way better than me.
Yeah, so... she's attacked by a demon at the skate rink. She actually ends up killing him by, like, slicing his head off with the ice skate.
Pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Right in the neck, and yeah.
So, let's see. And actually, so they fight, and she kills the demon, and then Angel has, like, a cut. So she's like, let me see that cut. And he's like, you shouldn't have to touch me when I'm like this, meaning when he's all, like, vamp-faced.
Yeah.
And she's like, honestly, I didn't even notice. Because she's seen him in vamp-face so much that it just, like, doesn't bother her. And she actually, like, goes up on, for those of you who know skates, she goes up on, like, her toe picks.
Okay.
And that's, like, the jaggy part on the front of the blade.
Okay.
And so she basically goes up on her tiptoes in the skates and, like, kisses Angel. And we see the girl who came out of the cargo hold of the airplane, like, sees them. So let's see. So Angel, like, recognizes the symbol of the Order of Taraka on a ring that was on the guy that Buffy killed.
Right.
Angel and Giles both say that Buffy should run because this, like, the Order of Taraka is just basically a big group of assassins who will just keep coming at her until she's dead.
Yep, of humans and demons.
Yeah. So let's see. Buffy's really freaked out by Giles' warning about the Order. She decides to not go home and instead goes and spends the night at Angel's apartment.
It's a pretty nice apartment for an underground apartment.
I just want to know, like, how does he have money to pay for the apartment? Like, he doesn't have a job.
I don't know.
Or does he? Like, we
I
never...
always figured it was just, like, a space that he, like, retrofitted himself. And he's, like, squatting in, like, there.
Yeah, maybe.
He's
got, like, glass cases that look like they're from a museum with, like, stuff in them.
Yeah.
I don't know. So let's see.
There's also, I noticed something, probably just for filming, like, simplicity, but The staircase she walks down is the same staircase they used to go to the basement of the school in other episodes. So that really confused me for like one moment when Oz like goes down the same staircase in a later episode.
You're like, is he going to Angel's apartment?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, because they have sets that they reuse a lot, and they actually like turned part of their, because they filmed in like these different warehouses that were all connected. And then the graveyards that you see are actually built in the parking lot.
That's really cool.
So yeah, they just keep reusing the.
That's really cool.
Yeah, they just keep reusing the areas that they like have access to. So let's see. In this episode, we get the first appearance of Willie the Snitch. He's like this local bar owner. He runs like a demon bar. Angel tries to shake him down for information. Then Angel gets attacked by the girl that we saw in the cargo hold. She traps Angel in like a cage that's in the back room at Willie's place, where there's sunlight like kind of coming in through a window. It's gonna, as the sun comes up, it's gonna like move across the room and eventually take out Angel.
Yeah, pretty messed up.
She tells Angel that she's going after Buffy. Giles tells Xander to get Cordelia to drive him to Buffy's house. It's like... She's the only one in their group with a car. So
it makes sense.
Yeah. She... Oh, God. I don't know if it's in this episode, so hold on. I'll wait off on that. Let's see. Willow has frog fear, but we never saw that pop up in nightmares. So she's having a nightmare, and like she's fell asleep on the table at the library reading a book, and Giles wakes her up because she's like mumbling in her sleep. And she says something about like, not the frogs or whatever. And she's like, I have frog fear. And it's so cute. But we never, like, I think it's interesting that we never saw that in Nightmares.
Right. It's never really addressed.
Right.
It's just a funny line.
You just get, like, these little glimpses into the characters that I don't think other shows may have, like, put in those little kind of Easter egg things or something. I don't know. So Giles figures out that Spike is trying to heal Drusilla and bring her back to full strength. We get the first reference to the Scooby Gang.
Finally.
With them being called the Scoobies.
We've been calling it that this whole episode. Or this,
I tried to refer to them as the gang as much as I can, but I know I've missed a couple.
I just love the Scooby Gang.
Yeah.
Scoobies, yeah.
They are. So let's see. We get the first reference to the Scooby Gang by Xander. And the group is known as the Scoobies from basically then on. Also, Xander breaks into the Summers' house. Because Joyce has been out of town, and even Buffy's been going in and out through her bedroom window, so the house is locked up.
Yeah.
But he just, like, kind of opens a window, and they go in. Like, you didn't think to lock that, ever?
Oh, it's not great.
No. I know that... So Giles told Xander to get Cordelia to drive him to the Summers' house, and when they're there, they're walking up to the house, and Cordy makes a joke about, what am I, mass transportation? And Xander replies, that's what all the guys say, but it's just locker room talk. I wouldn't pay it any mind.
Right. Oh, jeez. That was a pretty sick burn, Xander.
It's not a great joke.
Not nice.
No.
Not nice at all.
No. Let's see. So there's a traveling sales makeup guy who comes to the door, and Cordelia lets him in to the Summers' house.
Cordelia.
So he offers Cordelia free samples, and I just have in my notes, but seriously, Cordelia, it's not your house, and you've broken in, and you're letting this guy in because he's saying that he'll give you free samples of makeup.
Yeah, it's free. What do you want? What do you want her to do, Jill?
It's not her house. Like, if she ordered anything, think about this. If she ordered something and she had to put her name on the order form, and it doesn't match the address they're currently at,
I don't think a door-to-door salesman would care.
As long as he gets his money.
Fine. Yeah.
I don't know.
This guy definitely doesn't care.
No.
Why does he not care, Jill?
Because he's a demon.
It's a mealworm demon.
Blech.
Oh, it's disgusting.
It's so gross.
They need a lizard demon to counteract him.
But we're not there yet.
No?
No,
we've definitely seen him be a mealworm before.
Oh, yeah, he attacks somebody else.
Yeah. His, like, arm is, like,
because
reforming.
I think this is, like, his legitimate job outside of being an assassin for the Order of Taraka.
Selling.
We see him go to somebody else's house with the same kind of, I'm offering free samples, blah, 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 and kill somebody else before he even got to Buffy's house.
Yeah.
So it's not like he went right after her. He's just been working the town.
He was a spy. He was casing her house.
I don't know. It's just weird. So let's see. Buffy had fallen asleep at Angel's apartment. She's attacked by the woman that we saw in the cargo hold.
Good fight.
Yeah. Last words of the episode are we find out the woman who was in the cargo hold, who has trapped Angel in the cage at Willie's. She says, "I'm Kendra, the vampire slayer."
Yeah.
To
be continued.
Yeah, and then we go into it to be continued. So it turns out there's another slayer in town.
Yeah. Pretty great.
Yeah.
This is a great ending. I can only imagine watching this live. That must have been like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what is happening?
It's like at the beginning of every episode, literally, we are told one slayer. Mm-hmm. She alone will fight the demons and the vampires, the forces of darkness, blah, 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 blah. So it's like, wait, there's two of them now? What?
I love it.
So
what'd you give this?
Oh, for this episode, I gave it 7.
Yeah,
which honestly, I actually think is low. I'm thinking about changing that to an 8. I said there are some plot holes, but overall, I love, this 2-part episode. There are amazing lines. Not surprising since it's a Marty Noxon episode. Some great scenes, and overall, it's just great.
Yeah. Terrible accent for Kendra, though.
Okay. So apparently that was like a last-minute decision made by the writers. Mm-hmm. They brought in somebody at the last minute to teach the actress some, like, obscure
Jamaican accent.
Yeah, and it's just not great.
It's real bad. It's really bad.
I have seen this actress in other shows. Mm-hmm. She is a fantastic actress. I think her name is Bianca Larson.
Okay.
But she's a great actress. Just this accent is not great.
You know how you can tell she's great? I really like Kendra despite her terrible accent.
Yep.
Anyways, let's go. Lie to me, or What's My Line?
Part 2. So let's see. The episode starts right where we left off with Buffy and Kendra fighting. They managed to, like, talk enough during the fight to figure out that they're both slayers, and they agree to stop fighting and go talk to Giles. Buffy's like, okay, scenario. I'll stop punching you, you stop punching me, and we'll go talk to my watcher and figure out what's going on. And Kendra thinks about it for a second. She's like, I accept your scenario. I'm not going to try to do the accent. No. I'm not going to try to do the accent.
Oh, man.
I just want to put that out there right now. So let's see. So they go and see Giles to figure out what's going on. Kendra says she was sent by her watcher to kill vampires. So they didn't... Let's see. Sorry, this was one of my notes. Kendra says she was sent by her watcher to kill vampires in Sunnydale. So why didn't she kill Angel rather than just locking him up?
Yeah.
It's a total, like, because the plot demanded it.
Yep.
But, like, Kendra doesn't understand Buffy having friends. She is alone. She has no friends and no family. It's just her and her watcher, so she doesn't understand, like, even the concept of having a social life.
Right.
Or having friends.
She says her parents gave her up, right?
Yeah, her parents sent her to her watcher when she was, like, super young. And so it's literally just been her and her watcher literally has, like, a book of how to train your slayer.
Right.
Or, like, a slayer handbook. So they figure out that Kendra was called because Buffy died, which we saw in the end of season 1. Yeah. Buffy was revived, but the new Slayer was still called because she was dead for, like, a couple minutes or whatever.
Yeah, which kind of makes me think, like, should they be... If you watch Game of Thrones? Yeah. You know how the... for Theon's family's religion... Bless you.
Thank you.
For the Greyjoys and the Iron Island religion, they, like, drown people and bring them back to life.
Reborn by the drown god?
Yeah, they should just do that to all the Slayers and make an army of Slayers. You'll lose a few Slayers, undoubtedly. But it's not like the Council really cares about Slayers that much.
Oh my god. We'll get there, but you're not wrong.
You know, I don't see why they haven't done this and just made it.
Maybe they just haven't. Maybe I don't think there's any like recorded record of this ever happening before. Usually, Slayers are killed in battle.
Right, like
and
not drowned.
Right, because that's the whole thing is that Buffy drowned and was brought back.
Mm-hmm.
But if she had been bitten and died, I don't think they would have been able to bring her back.
Yeah,
and then I think that's
that
more
makes
how
sense.
Slayers tend to be killed, or like having their neck broken or something. But like, yeah.
Very interesting. I love it. I love this twist. I think it's so good.
So Buffy's like, so I'm not dead, so you can leave now. And Kendra says that she can't leave because she was sent for a reason. There's a great evil that's about to arise in Sunnydale.
I mean, when isn't there, really?
Right.
It's always great evil about
They're on a hellmouth.
Sunnydale.
They're on a hellmouth. Crap happens. Let's see. Kendra knows all about Angel's history, but not about his soul / like gypsy curse. Kendra reveals that she left Angel for dead in like the cage thingy.
Yeah.
Angel, we see, is saved by Willie, who throws him into the sewers, into the waiting arms of Spike, who captures him.
Yeah, you think it's a nice thing. It's not nice.
No, not so much. Let's see. Xander and Cordelia are attacked by the Bugman in the Summers house. The guy who basically just explodes into like hundreds of thousands of maggots. It's disgusting.
It's really gross.
They barricade themselves in the basement. I think this is like the one time that they're actually able to barricade the door pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was this episode or another episode in this season, but at one point they like start when you're in the basement, the door opens out into the Summers' house. And at one point, they start nailing boards across the door from the inside. This goes back to the Buffy school of not knowing how to barricade a door correctly. Right. Because if you nail boards across the door, but then it opens out, you're not really stopping the door from being able to be opened.
Right.
I don't know. It's just another door they cannot barricade accurately. The only reason that like it was okay was because the guy was like in his buggy form.
Yeah.
So they just are kind of like Cordelia has like a broom that she's pushing the maggots out from like there because they're trying to come out of the door, and then they put down like duct tape.
Yeah, smart.
But yeah, let's see. Buffy and Kendra go to rescue Angel, but he's already gone. They determine that he didn't die because there's no ashes. Willie shows up and Kendra wants to beat the crap out of him immediately, but Buffy pulls her back knowing that he probably has information. Willie says that he saved Angel and that Angel said he was going to stay underground. Kendra wants to go back to Giles for orders, but Buffy says that she doesn't take orders.
That's arbitrary, Buffy. Sometimes you do.
I would argue that Buffy doesn't take orders from Giles. Giles just
suggests things.
Yeah. But like
there's a respect.
Yeah.
They're on the same level in a team rather than a head coach and a player.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He strongly suggests things, but he's not like, Buffy, you will go do this and you have no room to argue. Because she has
there was the one time when he wants to face the master and stuff.
He's like, do as you're told.
For once. Damn it.
But like Buffy has her own way of thinking out of the box and being able to like think on her feet and improvise. So I feel like every time he even like gives her a suggestion or an almost order, like one, she has the option to say, no, I think we should do it this way.
Right.
So it's not like a hard and fast, you are a killing machine, I am giving you this order, you need to take it without question.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I know, yeah, I agree.
So, let's see. Turns out Spike and Drew needed Angel to do the spell to restore Drusilla. Drusilla asks if she can hold on to Angel while they wait for the full moon. She wants to torture him to get back at him for torturing her and killing her family and all the horrible things that he did to her even before she was turned into a vampire.
Yeah, not 100% unjustified.
No.
In this.
But she's also crazy pants.
Yes, that's true.
So, let's see. Buffy gets a little jealous of the connection between Giles and Kendra. They start, like, nerding out over, I read this Watcher Diary, and it was so dry, I had a hard time getting through it. And they start talking about, like, the Slayer Handbook, and turns out that, like, Kendra, like, studies the Slayer Handbook, and Giles said that after meeting Buffy, he determined that the handbook wouldn't really be of use in her case. And she's like...
That's pretty accurate.
She's like, but why not? Like, she's jealous of
Come on, Buffy, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
She's jealous of them kind of being nerds. And she feels kind of cut out. In the commentary from Marty Noxon, she said Kendra can't really socialize and was raised as a weapon, which is why she's, like, used to being given orders.
Right.
Through Kendra, Buffy realizes that she has more of a life than she thought she did, because even though she feels like she has a hard time having a normal life and she can't do things the way she wants to, and she has all these other responsibilities, she realizes, like, here's another person who is also a slayer, but she has no friends, she has no social life, she doesn't know how to talk to people, and she is used to being given orders and just taking them, and, like, there's no room for, like, thinking outside the box, and she realizes that she has more of a life than she could have if she had been raised by Kendra.
Right. Yeah, she can't even, like, talk to Xander.
Yeah. Because Xander just says hello to her, and she's like, thank you, sir, and I'm very happy to be here, sir, and she, like, just can't.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Buffy starts thinking that maybe she could pass off the torch to Kendra and finally get to have a normal life, seeing as there would be two Slayers.
Right.
Let's see. Cordelia and Xander start to fight in the basement. So they're fighting with each other. They're yelling at each other. And then they start to make out. They very quickly decide they need to escape Buffy's house. They're like, I need to get out of here. That did not just happen, and I'm not okay with it. And so they try to escape. Cordelia gets covered in the bugs as they try to escape, and Xander hoses her down as they run away. He has some very interesting places where he decides to focus that hose, and I'm just like, oh, Xander. There are some parts of the show that I don't know if they are entirely PC by today's standards.
Oh, definitely not.
But also, it's just like playing on the fact that he is a teenage boy. So let's see. Oz and Willow talk. Willow decides she's going to finish high school before she becomes a corporate computer software person.
That's fair. It's fair.
It's
also a good industry to get into at this time.
It is.
You know?
It is.
She'd be like a multimillionaire by now, probably.
You're not wrong. Let's see. Oh, this is also the first reference to Oz's changing hair color.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
His hair changes color, like, every episode. It's kind of insane.
Your hair's brown. Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
I think I've seen him... Okay. There's the redhead, which I think is Seth Green's actual natural hair color, is red. And then he's blonde. Sometimes he has blue hair. Sometimes he has brown hair. Sometimes he has red hair.
Just a running gag throughout the seasons.
I honestly, I knew a girl in high school who used to change her hair color that often. And because of all the bleaching, at one point her hair just fell out.
Yeah.
So whoever was doing Seth Green's hair that allowed him to not lose all of his hair, you are amazing. Also, same thing with James Marsters. Who the peroxide blonde is not his natural hair color. His natural hair color is brown.
Right.
And at one point I saw like an interview with him. He was like, yeah, I would have to get it dyed like every 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And the fact that it never all fell out is just amazing.
I would honestly just ask for like a wig.
Yeah, but sometimes the
regular
wigs
hair under it, you know.
Sometimes wigs just look fake.
Yes.
Like I've seen shows where like actors or actresses have cut their hair, and then they had to do a wig to make their hair look like it was the same length, and it just never looks quite right.
The newest Fantastic Four, they did reshoots, and the lead actress in that had different hair, so they gave her a wig, and it's so bad, it's so noticeable.
Wasn't there something about Superman where the guy had grown a mustache and didn't want to shave it, so they had to digitally remove his mustache?
Yeah, Henry Cavill was in Mission Impossible 4, I think, and in that, his character has a mustache, but they had to do reshoots, but he was contractually obligated to have the mustache. So
they digitally remove it.
CGI it, and it's not great in some scenes.
Yeah. Even the same thing with Twilight, where Kristen Stewart cut her hair, so one of the movies, she has a wig.
It's bad.
And you can just tell.
Okay.
So let's see. So we get to meet the third member of the Order of Taraka, disguised as a law enforcement career day woman.
Yeah.
Buffy's there. They all gather around the table. The person starts taking attendance. First name that comes up is Buffy Summers. Buffy says here, and then the person just drops the attendance list, takes out her gun, and tries to shoot Buffy.
This is one of those, this was clearly pre-Columbine.
Yeah.
This would not be a scene today.
I don't think so.
Not as kind of, oh, okay, yeah, whatever, that happened.
Yeah.
Oz gets shot.
He does. So, the Order of Taraka lady, who we never see anything about her that makes me think she's a demon. She only ever just goes for the guns. I think she may be human. I don't know. But she tries to shoot Buffy. Buffy kind of runs and tries to weave in and out of areas. And in the process, in an attempt to protect Willow from getting shot, Oz pushes her out of the way and takes a bullet to the shoulder.
Yeah, luckily it was a shoulder.
Yeah.
And Kendra comes in clutch here.
Yep. So Buffy and Kendra are able to disarm the woman. She threatens to stab Jonathan. So Jonathan is the Kenny of the season, or the series. Actually, I feel like we've talked about him before. Maybe that wasn't his first appearance. I could be wrong.
We'll have to go back to the tape. Not sure.
Yeah. Because I feel like we talked about him before in the last time we recorded.
Way?
Yeah. Because we talked about him being the Kenny.
Right.
So she grabs him around the neck and has a blade to him, and Buffy's like, no, and then she ends up getting away. Kendra runs after her, but she gets away. Xander and Cordelia meet Kendra. Kendra doesn't know how to talk to boys. We already talked about that. Yeah. They tell the gang about being attacked by the Bugman. Somebody asks, what is it with you and Bug, Xander? A reference back to Teacher's Pet in Season 1.
Yeah.
With the praying mantis lady. So they figure out that Spike and Drew have kidnapped Angel to try to save Drew. And there's a ritual where he would be killed to restore Drew. They decide to help save him. Buffy says, you can attack me, you can send assassins after me, that's fine, but nobody messes with my boyfriend.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Drew is torturing Angel with holy water. She's pouring holy water on his chest and burning him. Getting revenge for him, torturing and killing her family. We find so they're trying to figure out where this ritual thing's going to go down, and they know it has to be in a church. Turns out there are 43 churches in Sunnydale. Here's my thing. Okay, so in the first season, I think it's the first episode, there's a conversation between Cordelia and Buffy. Cordelia's telling her about the town, and they say that the bronze is in the bad part of town. And Buffy says, where's the bad part of town? And Cordelia responds, about a block from the good part of town.
Right.
So how big exactly is Sunnydale? Because at this point we have established that there are 43 churches. There's a high school. There's a good and bad part of town. There is a club. College. There's an all-ages club that serves alcohol. There's a college, because that's where the frat was. How much stuff have you shoved?
There's a private school.
There's a private school.
Is that just outside of town, though?
It might have been.
Yeah.
It might have been.
But it's close enough to where kids from Sunnydale go to it. So.
No, it shows up in the paper.
Right. So, it's big. It's a big town.
Yeah. Let's see. Kendra is annoyed that Buffy doesn't keep her identity a secret. Buffy teaches Kendra how to get in touch with her emotions and that they can be powerful. So Buffy kind of pisses her off because Kendra's I don't use emotions. I have my skill. I take orders. She's essentially a robot.
Right.
A killing robot. And Buffy, starts kind of poking at her and pushing her buttons. And Kendra gets right up in Buffy's face and Buffy says, you feel that? That's anger. Your emotions are powerful. And they can help you. So, Kendra had been taught that friends, family, and school would distract from her calling. She was given to her watcher at a very young age to train. I kind of a question here of what would have happened if she had never been called as a Slayer.
Right.
Because at one point, I don't know if this is too easy or too far in the future to talk about, but maybe if we talk about it in hypotheticals.
Okay.
So there are a large variety of women who could potentially be called to be the Slayer. Somehow, we kind of figure out through this, there is a way for them to tell if you are a potential before you get called to be the Slayer. So before the current Slayer dies, but they can tell kind of, I guess maybe they have like a test or something in her culture to be able to tell if you are potentially one day going to become a Slayer. I do wonder if you're over the age of 15, 16, 18, if there's like a cutoff date where you were a potential but now you're no longer a potential. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
It's never really explained. But I do kind of wonder if Kendra had been given to her watcher at a young age before she was ever called, what would have happened if she was never called?
Right.
Would they just kind of shove her back into society after they figure she's aged out?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the life expectancy of a Slayer really is. I don't think it's
not very long.
Yeah, so I guess you're banking on more likely than not you're going to get called.
Yeah. But then at the same time, we see Buffy was called as a Slayer and had no idea until her watcher, tracked her down somehow. Yeah. But she was never trained beforehand. She had no idea. She had no idea. She had already been called before she had any idea that vampires even existed.
Right. So, something to ask the writers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have the answer to this.
So let's see. So Buffy says that Kendra's technique is flawless, but Buffy would have won in their fight in the end. She says that Kendra has no imagination and therefore Buffy would have won. Which I think is fair. I mean, the ability to think on your feet, and because you're not gonna have a list of outside of this being a TV show and the fights being choreographed.
Right.
If you were really in a fight with someone, you're not gonna have a list of okay, they're gonna throw a right hook and then a left hook and then a right punch and then a left punch and whatever. Being able to think on your feet and be resourceful and kind of think out of the box or, decide to run and grab onto a pole to swing around and kick and have the momentum to kick somebody further than you would have if you were just standing and kicking or whatever. It's
to pull a sign out of the ground and dust a vampire with that like she did last episode, right? Or a few episodes ago.
The ability to think to use your ice skate to kill a demon.
Yeah.
These are things that, somebody who has perfect technique and has been trained by a book might not think to do.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, Angel tries to bait Spike into killing him, but Spike doesn't fall for it. He gets about that close to falling for it.
But Spike is an emotional vampire,
He really is. Let's see. Buffy and Kendra go back to Willie to get information. Willie says he can take them to the church where this is all going down. Buffy is ready to go, but Kendra wants to go back to Giles because it's procedure, and they actually argue. Kendra makes a good point that Angel is clouding Buffy's judgment, and they won't be able to rescue Angel without some help. She kind of ruins her good point by saying Angel's a vampire, he should die.
Yeah.
It's okay, you kind of lost all credibility there with Buffy.
Yeah. You know how much you've seen them kiss. You know how much she cares about Angel.
Yeah. Something that honestly I never picked up on as a watcher until listening to Marty Noxon's commentary. So, according to Marty Noxon, the fight between Buffy and Kendra was to mislead Willie into thinking that Buffy was really going alone. I never picked up on that.
Misled me too.
Yeah.
It wasn't just for Willie.
So, yeah, I don't know if that really comes through in the episode or if it's just the gang shows up to help Buffy and it seems convenient, but you're okay with it.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's something that apparently Marty Noxon had, the two of them fighting in front of Willie was, to mislead him. But I don't think that ever...
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Willie brings Buffy straight to the Order of Taraka and Spike, Angel, and Drew. Spike starts the ritual. The Order of Taraka is about to kill Buffy. Then Kendra comes in and saves her. They have this great line about 2 slayers, no waiting.
Right.
Because they kind of take turns battling the Order of Taraka and fighting Spike.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, we have 2 slayers. So one of us can be fighting this group, one of us can be fighting the other group, and then at one point they switch, and there's like 2 slayers, no waiting. The rest of the gang shows up. They start helping in the fight against the Order. Xander and Cordelia take out the Bugman. They have like really strong adhesive because they found out that he could only be killed when he's in his little disassembled all the buggy parts state. So they lay down. They like bait him out of the room and have laid down like industry strength adhesive. So he gets stuck and then they stomp on him. Let's see. Willow and Giles fight a vampire. Kendra fights Spike. Buffy fights the assassin police lady. And then they switch. Buffy rescues Angel. Spike almost kills Willie. The police lady slices Kendra's shirt. And Kendra gets mad and slams her into a wall. She says, how do I do this without... She essentially says... that's my favorite shirt. Wait, no, that's my only shirt.
Right.
Oh, so I have a question here about, so Kendra slams her into the wall, says the thing about the shirt, but then we never see her again.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like getting slammed into the wall killed her, or if like the fire that they set later, if like maybe she was knocked out and then got killed in the fire.
Yeah. Kendra just killed her.
Yeah.
She's a normal human getting thrown full strength against a wall by a slayer. You know?
Yeah. Let's see. So Buffy takes out Spike and he tries to leave with Drew.
Oh, so brutal.
Oh my god. Okay. So he goes to run with Drew and Buffy like takes the, I don't know what it's called. It's like the smoke
Yeah.
thing. I don't know. It was part of something that was used for the ritual, but it's like a metal thing on a chain, and she kind of takes it and swings it around her head and then throws it, and it hits him right in the back, and he falls straight into an organ. Here's the thing about that, though, is that it looked like he was heading straight for the organ.
Yeah.
So I don't know where he was planning on going.
It was bad blocking, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, they needed to have the stuntman get hit, so they just had to have him completely back to the camera.
Yeah, but they could have at least, like, turned it so that it looked like he was heading for the door.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's headed straight for the organ, and then just gets hit and falls into the organ.
It's brutal. Like, he gets hit into it, and then it collapses onto him. Like,
So let's see. So all the assassins are done, and they all basically, they save Angel and they leave. The next day at school, Willow wants to thank Oz for saving her life. Oz changes the subject to the animal crackers and how the monkey is the only animal cracker that gets to wear pants. And that all monkeys are apparently French.
Right.
So according to Marty, this scene was actually ad-libbed by Seth Green and Allison Hannigan. It's amazing.
Yeah, Seth Green's a great writer and like a really funny guy, so it's just not that surprising that he would be able to come up with a good scene off the top of his head. So
well, they all so he grew up as like an improv actor to a certain degree in like comedy.
Yeah, and she was a child actress too, right?
Yes, they were both in a movie called My Stepmother's an Alien.
Interesting.
Way back, and like they're freaking adorable.
Yeah, no, I love Oz and Willow together.
So the two actors actually knew each other well before Buffy.
Wonder if that helped them get cast at all.
I don't know.
They already know each other. This is good. Preset chemistry of some sort.
Yeah. So let's see. There's a conversation between Xander and Cordelia about the whole kiss thing that they say never happened. And then they start making out again.
Of course.
Like, you guys have no control. Let's see. Buffy says goodbye to Kendra. She gave her a new shirt. And she's like, okay, so you're going to board the airplane. You're going to sit in your seat. You're going to watch the movie. It's like,
you're going to be a normal person, Kendra.
What are you not going to do? Stow away in the cargo hold. Okay.
Dude, like, you're going to watch it unless it's starring Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Like, damn, all right.
So Kendra says to Buffy that Buffy always talks about slaying like it's her job, but it's a part of who she is. And Buffy says, "What can I say? I'm a freak." And Kendra says, "Not the only freak." Which I think is nice. It's like a little bonding moment for them.
It's great. Yeah.
Let's see. So Drew wakes up in the church. She saves Spike and says she'll make sure that he gets strong again like her. She picks him up literally like by the wrist, and you see his feet just like dangling. You're like, oh, damn.
Drusilla is a strong vampire.
Yeah. And she like picks him up like he was carrying her before, like cradles him kind of almost like a baby, and walks out with him. So let's see. I have a note in here that says they built up the Order of Taraka to be this like never-ending line of demons coming after Buffy to kill her. Giles even says if you kill one, there will be another. They will never stop coming until the job is complete, but it seems like only the 3 demons. I said, is the redhead lady even a demon? She just tried to shoot Buffy, then gets taken out and never pops up again. Yeah, I also have a note in here that says Kendra's accent was apparently a last-minute decision. Let's be honest, Bianca Lawson is a great actress, but the accent isn't great.
Yeah, it's not good. So I love this two-parter. I love Kendra's introduction. I think she's a great character. This is an 8 out of 10 episode for me.
Yep, same here.
I think it builds out the universe a lot and is important for the future of the show.
Yes.
Say that.
Yep. Hi, guys. So, turns out we talk too much. So what we're going to do is actually split the video here, and it gives you guys a little bit less to download on data if you're doing that, which don't recommend. Always download things on Wi-Fi. What are you doing? And so we're going to cut the video here, not necessarily where we intended it, but it gets more content for you, so it's all good.
Yeah, so you can watch part 2. We'll have it in the playlist, and then if you're on iTunes, there should be another part for you to download.
Or we just... shorter. I don't know. It may or may not be labeled part 2. It'll just be whatever episodes are next. Right. So just follow the order of when it, like, what episodes it says each video contains.
Right. Oh, man. Thank you guys for watching. And, yeah. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Okay. Jill, where can they find you online?
If you want to give me a reason to use my Twitter... you can find me at Jillian_Swan, and that's Swan with 2 N's.
All right. Very important.
Yeah, and just for the record, I had a friend point out to me after our first episode came out that I should add more things to my Twitter because no one's going to go there if there's nothing there.
That's fair.
I then explained to him that was the entire point. That I was asking people to give me a reason to use Twitter because otherwise I'm not going to use it if nobody's going to be talking to me on there or whatever. So, if you would like to tweet me, I can be found at Jillian_Swan, that's Swan with 2 N's, and give me a reason to use my Twitter.
Yes. And, of course, you can find me on Twitter at @theFakeBMar, that's BMARR. So, you have 2 N's, I have 2 R's. That's how you can remember our Twitter handles. You can find the channel on Twitter at WGEverything, at Instagram at WickedGoodEverything, on Twitch at twitch.tv/WickedEverything. The main channel, of course, is on YouTube, youtube.com/WickedEverything, and this channel is youtube.com/a-lot-of-random-characters. Not Wicked Good Podcast yet, but you can find it if you search Wicked Good Podcast. Leave us a review on iTunes. Tell your friends, tell your family, your enemies, tell anyone.
Tell random people on the street if you feel safe talking to them.
Yes. And, happy Halloween, depending on when this comes out, and happy November 1st if it didn't come out on Halloween.
Or if you're finding this at any other time, have a nice day.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.
Bye.
The Sunnydale Review is a Wicked Good Everything production. Fan art of Buffy was created by Fishbone Art. The logo was created by Tamar Kutab. The original intro and outro song was created by Alex Carl.